This is what my AI generated images looked like just a few months ago. Very embarrassing. And here is what I am able to create now. Same tool, ChatGPT 4, yet completely different results. The secret is, of course, in my prompt structure and feeding it the right type of context, which I'm going to share exactly how I do. But it's also candidly about not getting shiny object syndrome with the things that we know don't really work as well on Meta ads. Like, don't get me wrong, these type of things are very, very cool to see and to generate, but we know that this type of stuff generally doesn't translate to conversions and sales using Meta, which is why I've been testing out making more native style content using this tool, and to be honest, the results are pretty spot on. This video is going to show you my top 7 prompts for generating AI ad creative that converts using ChatGPT. But before we get into today's video, I wanted to let you know that Motion's Make Ads That Convert Summit is back, and y'all, it is all about AI ad creative for Meta ads, so you are not going to want to miss this. There's going to be 4 live and super tactical trainings from some of the biggest names in AI ad creative, like Jimmy Sagel and Alex Cooper. And I will also be hosting a session that I am so excited about. In fact, here are a few of my slides to get a little preview. This virtual and free event starts on May 27th and ends June 4th. I cannot wait to see you there. Be sure to sign up in the link below. And yes, you will be able to catch the replay using that same link. So if you are viewing from the future, don't worry, you're still in luck. Now, the way that I want to organize these prompts is, first I want to show you how to generate AI images that you can use in your ad creative. Then I'm going to show you how to develop standalone all-in-one package ads. And then my very favorite, I'm going to show you how to make more native style content. That is where I feel like I've had some big unlocks lately, so you're really going to want to see that. So the prep that you're going to want to do here is make sure that you have product shots or even images taken on your iPhone. And the next thing that I do here, which I actually think is a little different, is I actually like to tell Chat, hey, I want you to create a concept for a photo shoot. And this is exactly what this prompt looks like. Now, the thing that I think is really special here is I'm actually telling it specifically what type of aesthetics we want it to use. So something that I like to do when I'm ideating what type of photo shoot I want, I will actually go through a long list of aesthetics and pull out the ones that I think really resonate. This has really helped me get the right type of images. And another thing too is you can be more specific about what type of shots that you want, but I generally like to have a combination of some with talent and some without talent. So once I get this list of shots generated by Chat, I will then select one for it to create the image. And what's actually kind of cool is now that it's giving me this list of elements inside of this shot, I can actually edit some of those if I'm like, hey, I want to tweak this a little bit. And then you can create that image. Pretty cool, huh? Now, another thing that I've been testing and I've seen success from with my clients is thinking about what types of settings and backdrops would actually be really impressive for someone using my products. For instance, I work with a skincare brand, and I was ideating recently on what type of settings would inherently make me trust the product more. And I thought, New York Fashion Week, like what if there were models who were sharing this type of product behind the scenes? If I knew that as an outside viewer, that would actually really pique my interest. So I ended up creating a prompt that was around that. So here's what it is, and here's how I structured it. Here, we're just gonna go straight to create image, take this product photo and put it backstage at New York Fashion Week. This is a behind the scenes image. And these are some of the ones that I got. Now, here's my special offer for you. If you let me know in the comments your brand, your industry, or even your product, I will personally give you a prompt to try out unique for your brand. The deal on your side, however, is that you have to be subscribed. And yes, I can tell on my end if you are subscribed or not. And you have to promise to report back to let me know what you think of the prompt. Gentleman's agreement. I can't wait to see what you guys make. Next up, how to generate standalone ads. Now, I feel like a few months ago when ChatGPT image generation finally came out, this is what everyone was freaking out about. And I'm gonna be really honest, this is actually probably the one prompt or set of prompts that I am using the least, because I actually find that Chat is having a hard time generating the right type of text overlay and having the right design aspect ratio. So a lot of times I am actually going to be generating those images and then uploading it to Canva to actually make those finalized assets. However, if you are able to select select a really simple ad example, I have found then that sometimes, yes, I actually can get those images to generate really properly. With all that said, I do think that this technology is going to be advancing really, really rapidly. So this is still really worth testing out on your own to see what your own outputs are. So the things that you're going to prep here are an image of your product. You can do this with your iPhone or a product image. I find that I really like using a product image if you have more text on the actual product itself, and I can tend to get better outputs that way. And you're also going to want to find an image of your example ad. So here's the prompt that I'm using. Make an image ad for this product using the example ad as a reference. And here's the output. Still pretty cool. I'm going to be really honest though, I feel like a lot of brands that I work with wouldn't love testing out this type of content because it's just a little off. And next up, we're going to finally dive into native content. Now, this is again where I felt a really big unlock with AI ad creative. Because again, a lot of the things that I saw people generating, I was like, I don't really know if this is going to work on Meta ads. So I took a step back and I was like, wait, let's try and generate things that I know work. And this was one of the outputs that I had that actually went viral about a month ago. And it also really showed me a lot of how to make these prompts that can actually generate these images. And, it was the first time that I kind of got the idea of vibe marketing. So let's dive into this, okay? Pretend you're a TikTok beauty influencer with over 1 million followers. You're doing use this product. Now, I know a lot of you came for me for that copy, and unfortunately, this video isn't about ad copy or messaging. I can definitely make one of those videos if you are interested. Let me know in the comments. I really want to focus this video on actual image and ad generation, but I was very impressed with this output. And I do want to have a disclaimer that recently when I've tried this, the text overlay and font has not been generating as well as it did those first few days when ChatGPT launched image generation. So I do think that they are working on something there. Okay, next prompt is how I'm generating these Snapchat images. So it's actually really similar to the prompt that I had before, but here are the elements that are a little bit different, particularly saying, hey, you want to have a native Snap overlay with this specific font. And it was actually with this prompt that I was able to understand more of what people mean by vibe marketing or vibe coding, because I was training it actually how to think and what I want it to think like by saying things like, the flat lay should include some of your favorite makeup tools and make it aesthetic, like you're doing your skincare routine, but you're not trying too hard. You try this for a living. And sometimes I'll even name a specific celebrity that I want to emulate their aesthetic off of, especially if I want to have a person actually in the ad creative. The next one, which I'm really proud of, is generating Post-it notes. Now, I actually think these look pretty realistic. There's still a little bit of funkiness going on there, but hey, especially if you can't do this in a specific setting or you have really, really bad handwriting, I actually thought this was very, very good. And you can tell it what type of aesthetic handwriting you want it to have. Now, my favorite way to do this actually right now is to combine it with warehouse shots. Now, I actually saw someone on chat generate the behind the scenes warehouse shots, and that's actually something I've seen work super, super well on Meta ads. And it is something that I've been able to generate pretty well too using AI, which I thought was very, very impressive and something that has been working well with my clients too. And that's all. I am so curious which one of these prompts you guys are most excited to test out on your own brands. Be sure to leave me a comment so I can give one to you specifically for free. But I also just want to call out that I know a number of people that I've talked to one-on-one about all of this AI creative stuff. There's definitely a sense of people feeling a little nervous and people feeling like there's so much to catch up on. And I can't emphasize this enough that I also feel that way a lot of the time because this field is changing every single day. And one thing that has really helped me feel like I'm not alone in this and that I'm actually progressing in developing my skill with AI is using it for play. So I'm trying to adopt it a lot more in my personal life, like getting my color seasons read and also teaching other people who maybe aren't as familiar with AI some of the cool things that I've learned. And it really always brings me back to, hey, this is a new skill that we have to learn, and no one has it 100% figured out yet. So I thought I just wanted to say that because it's a conversation I've been having with a lot of you recently, and you're definitely not alone. Well, I am super excited to see what type of AI ads you guys generate using these prompts, and I will see you next week. We have some really exciting content coming down the pipeline. Can't wait. Love you. Bye.